Great, but
so perfect conditions, capacity crowd, a great West Country contingent, and the scene set for a great Cup semi-final as Northampton move into uncharted territory and start through Big Peter Moss. Bit of a breeze gusting Northampton's way in this first half. Colin High quickly away with the dropout. The referee, Tim Rodber, hero of the Northampton club. The great England prospect. This is Hamlin under pressure. Gets it to Kasky. Ben Ward back there. And special cheers on that far side because that's where most of the visiting supporters are. The Gloucester lads. And Northampton throw in and calling for the shortened line. Colin Hall and Tim Rodber there at the back. 20-year-old. And it's Rodber, palms it down, taken by Pearce, the captain. Great driving run from him. Skipper's example. Setting off at a furious tempo, Ian Smith for Gloucester. Whistle's already gone from Colin High for the knock-on. Perhaps the most potent threat to the Saints is this harmonious Gloucester forward unit. Rugged, powerful, very good on the drive from Hannaford. Scrum halves at war. Off goes Teague. It's a good tackle. And playing the ball after the tackle. And quickly taken by Northampton. Big second row forward, Colin Hall setting it up. Flipped away by Alston. And still disappointed with his kick, but there's a penalty. Colin Hall is the injured player. Set up that very good ball for Northampton with the driving run, but looks to have injured a shoulder here. The first chance of points then falling to John Steele. Can he set Northampton on their way? Bit of wind behind him. Struck well. Good kick. That's just the lift Northampton needed against the first division leaders. 3-0, 6.5 minutes played. And down with the throw. Back from Teague, round comes Preedy. Couldn't really quite get the feed in, and it's picked up by Pask. But stolen in turn by John Gadd. Gloucester back in possession to Hamlin. The chip through and just eluding the challenge of Jim Breeze. At the back is Teague. Can he get the downward pressure over the line? It's there for Hannaford. The Northampton players roll over the top and they are denied by Gloucester. And it's Gloucester's put in. Teague holds, dummy run. Second surge, and Teague still has it at his feet over the line. Try given. The power told. And that was always going to be the most significant threat to Northampton. So Gloucester take the lead with this tremendous momentum, and Teague claiming it. Rodber, again useful. Hall on the peel. Northampton have it. Gloucester perilously close to offside, and indeed are that. I think it was Scrivens who eventually got round the wrong way. So here's a chance for Steele to recapture the lead. Breeze behind John Steele for this kick. No mistake. 6-4. The Northampton roar goes up. Preedy sets it up. Hannaford back to his pack. Preedy again. Now from Brain. Hamlin. That's a tester. Not quite enough forward momentum. Falls to Rodber. But quickly stolen back by Gloucester's scavenging hands. First knock on. All the pace and fury that you'd expect of the leaders of the second division in the leagues against the leaders of the first division in a cup semi-final. Smith setting it back. Brain. The wedge forming just outside the Northampton 22 as Teague breaks off. Back to Kevin Dunn. Hamlin, could be an overlap here. Kasky, Richard Mogg, T.Smith, Morgan outside in the corner. Yes. Very well executed try. Derek Morgan back after injury. And it was Kevin Dunn who provided the initial link. Then you could see already the backs were poised to create the overlap. It just needed the slick handing that they provided, with the sensibly timed final pass from T.Smith to put Morgan away with just enough room to get home in the corner. So again, it was the good forward work, the challenge of Teague, who took out two Northampton defenders, then the switch back from Hannaford to Dunn, and then orthodox. The added bit of pace was important from Kasky in the middle, and with the fullback as the extra man in the line, nothing really that Ben Ward could do. Hannaford. Hamlin under pressure. Packman responds to the call. Hunter now. Oh, carves up the opening, but the tackle was excellent. But he's broken clear again. That looked high, but he's going for the line and he's made it. Ian Hunter, what a solo effort. Who'd have thought it had got there? It looked as though he'd been stopped in his tracks with a great tackle, but somehow he was back on his feet and has now restored the lead to the Saints. It was a great response to the call to the open side that Hunter initiated after Packman had been tempted to stay right, but the fullback comes in. And watch here, because I thought that was the end of the move with the tackle from Ian Smith, but he's back, slipping the tackle, bursts yet another one, sidesteps inside. That could have been a penalty anyway. The referee sensibly played advantage and he was home. A sensational score. 10 points to 8 as we move into injury time at the end of this first half. Steele's conversion through the posts. Well, how to take a chance. The young student Ian Hunter here. That would have been a penalty, but no matter. On he drove, powerful, determined, and look at the reach of the outstretched arm. Five minutes into the second half. Hamlin. Ben Ward, oh dear, misjudged. Mogg is there. Advantage being played from the knock-on. Hannaford up the narrow side. And now a full penalty with Northampton over the top. And Hamlin to the boos and jeers of the home crowd, opting to call up Tim Smith to try again. He's missed 2 conversion attempts and a penalty goal. So Ian Hunter watching anxiously now from the bench as his opposite number Tim Smith has a chance to put Gloucester within a point. This to make it 12-11. That time he's on target. So superbly poised now. 1 point in it, 7 minutes in the second half. Northampton 12-11 in the lead. Find Rodber, but it's good work by Hall for Northampton. Gary Pearce nicely slipped through to Alston. On goes Ward. Touch given. Down in front of the packed Northampton crowd. Hannaford in trouble. Through goes Franklin. Rolls over it well to make it available. Northampton possession, on goes Dyte. Right on the Gloucester line. Denied. This was mighty close. Good work here by the hooker Franklin. See how he gets himself over to make it available to the support. And then it's Dyte, the second row, held just short. Duncan Franklin, local builder. His throw. And coolly done by Hamlin. Hotmog to Kasky. Tim Smith racing up the full-back. Jim Breeze outside. Ebsworth turns tail to chase. Ben Ward beaten to it. The bounce. Tricky, but it's still Smith. Now it's Ian Smith. Back inside to Kasky. 10 metres out is M.Teague. Ben Ward lies injured far across the field. Mogg again, trying to wrestle his way through. It's Morgan setting it up to the pack. 2-3 metres only from the Northampton line. Finally the whistle. Great Gloucester counter-attack there, and inspired by the fly half Mike Hamlin. And again the good running of Tim Smith, the full-back, who was in the move 2-3 times, I think. Ebsworth having to turn, and then some crazy bounces of the ball made life even more uncomfortable, Northampton. Cross again, and then Ian Smith on the wide outside, back inside to Tim Smith, and finally denied. What a thriller of a cup tie this has turned out to be. All the expectations realised. It's 12-11 as we come to the last quarter. 12-11 to the home team. The second division champions elect, but it's a penalty against the forwards. And I think Rosberg may have been trying to work it back with his hand in the ruck. Outstanding performance from this 6'5" second lieutenant in the army, but not quite so clever on that occasion to concede the penalty and the chance for Tim Smith. He struck it well. The crowd cheer on the far side and roar it home. It's 14-12 and Gloucester recapture the lead. They last held midway through the first half. And we've about 19 minutes to go. John Brain and M.Teague, no-nonsense players. Hannaford and Smith won't welcome that possession of the ball. Rodber through first. Still they fight. Northampton chance on here. Moss. Off goes Tame to Packman. Packman against Smith. The kick and chase. Inside the Gloucester 22. The ball's still in Northampton hands. 10 metres out. Desperation defence. Preedy's the kicker. And Northampton aren't beaten yet. So a couple of bumps and bruises. Hannaford recaptures his breath, but the try-scoring moment saved, and how nearly Northampton came on the breakout here from deep inside their own 22. Then Tame takes it on, and Packman here with Smith to beat. Might have been tempted to challenge him for sheer pace. And eventually denied. Don Caskey goes off, and he's going to be replaced by Damien Cummins. Preedy, penalty to Gloucester, pushing in the line out. And this time no doubting the decision of Mike Hamlin as he calls up T.Smith. And Northampton retreat to face. Courteous, polite, hushed crowd. The roar goes up, the kick goes over. So it stretches to a 5-point margin. That's the biggest margin of the game thus far. Steele, miss move, Ebsworth little chip for Packman. Certainly was taken out with that possession, but didn't really affect the play. Referee already looking at his watch. Stirring performance by both sides here, and Northampton have given their all. It wasn't enough. And number 8, indeed, Tim Rodber, one of the stars of the piece, just stands dejectedly. So close came Northampton in their best ever cup run. They end with glory but not the victory, and in an excellent contest it is the visitors Gloucester who take the spoils and set themselves on target still for the league and cup.